Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Mark Roden. Welcome back to the channel. I need a haircut, I know. But on today's video, we're going to be going over top 10 all-wheel drive sports cars for under $10,000. Boy, oh boy, I am so happy. We're finally done with all the $10,000 videos. Okay, next we're going to $5,000, so stay with me because we're going to be doing a whole nother set of them. But guys, if you're new here, just so you know, this is all based off of my personal opinion. Okay, there are facts in it about the motor and the horsepower and, you know, stuff like that. But besides that, it's all personal opinion. So if your car's all-wheel drive and it didn't make the list, I'm sorry. It was hard to pick just 10. So you guys gotta stick with me here, okay? Stick with me. Just comment down below what your car is, because I could have been wrong and just completely glanced over that car. Also, if you guys want SmoothStance merch, I don't have any on right now, unfortunately. I'm wearing North Face. www.smoothstance.com/shop, and you can pick up hoodies, stickers, t-shirts. We have the whole shebang over there. So just go over there, cop a hoodie for me real quick, okay? But with that out of the way, guys, let's get into the Number 10 is quite literally any pickup truck. I don't know anything about pickup trucks, guys. Nothing. I don't have any plans of buying a pickup truck. It's not that I don't like them. I like them, but they're not my thing. I like lowered cars, so a pickup truck, a lifted pickup truck, is literally the opposite of it. But I will admit that pickup trucks are amazing if you're looking for an all-wheel drive, daily driver type of car, but can also get work done. That's what they're made for, is work. If you need it for towing or for tools or something like that, then a pickup truck is great. And obviously they came in a bunch of different engine options. They're a pickup truck. I'm not really giving you guys a certain brand or anything like that. So you can find them with a V6 that makes 200 horsepower all the way up to like a V8 that's making 700 horsepower. There's pickup trucks range from all different kinds of levels, and they're great vehicles. But now into the actual cars, the actual bread and butter of the list. Number 9 is the Subaru Forester, and it came with a 2.5 liter inline-4 making 165 horsepower, and this car was not meant to be what it is today. I don't think anyone expected these cars to be lowered with camber kits when they first came out, since they were just meant to be a daily driver that you can fill the unbelievable amount of trunk space with groceries. But they've evolved into something crazy. Now you find Subaru Foresters and they're all slammed to the ground and they have a lot of camber. It's so weird. They were literally meant to be like just a grocery getter, and on paper, stock, they don't look that good at all. And then once you start to modify them, there's something special about them that it resonates with people, and it looks really good. If I'm being honest, I would never buy one. It's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea. I like little tiny sports cars, not really the hatchback scene. But a Forester, I'm not gonna lie, they look really good when they're done right. Number 8 is another Subaru, the Subaru WRX Bugeye, and it came with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 making 227 horsepower. And guys, let's face it, we all knew this car would make the list. Maybe you're surprised that it's so low on the list because it's only number 8, but we all knew it would make the list. It's a Subaru WRX. WRXs are the actual legends of all-wheel drive. They weren't the granddaddy. Technically, the granddaddy is the Quattro. They introduced it into Group B rally and all that stuff and just wiped the competition. But Subaru came out with their Impreza and their all-wheel drive system, their STI WRXs, all that stuff, and they blew the competition out of the water, but they did it consistently. They kept making more and more and more and just kept winning and winning and winning, and that's what got them on the map. But now, once again, just like the Forester, they've evolved into something completely different. You can make it a rally car, you can make it a show car, you can make it a stance car, you can make it a race car. Subaru WRX have unbelievable potential, and on top of that, they're all-wheel drive. They came with a turbo, but their engines are a little unreliable, just so you know. Number 7 is the Audi S4 B6, and it came with a 4.2 liter V8 making 340 horsepower, which makes this tied for number 1 for fastest car on the list. And yes, guys, we all know for the S4s, the B6 S4 is pretty much the ugliest one. It doesn't look that good, all right? It doesn't, but that's okay. This car is it's got a 4.2 liter V8 making 340 horsepower, and it's naturally aspirated, so that's not even with a turbo. You had a turbo on there, now you're making upwards of 400, maybe, possibly. I don't know how that works. Somebody fill me in the comments down below if you know what the B6 can produce with a turbo. But this is the first S4 that strayed away from the little inline fours with the 2 turbos. Before this, they all had inline 4 twin turbo engines, and this is the first one that was like, you know what, we're not going to do a twin turbo on this one, we're going to make it naturally aspirated, and they did really good. 340 horsepower, that's pretty decent. Number 6 is the Infiniti G37x, and it came with a 3.7 liter V6 making 330 horsepower, just like all the regular Infiniti G37s, and it pretty much is just a regular Infiniti G37, except it has all-wheel drive. There's not really much changed about it, except for the fact that it's all-wheel drive. So if you like the looks of the Infiniti G37, you like how an Infiniti G37 performs, but you live up in a snowy area and you need the daily drivability of the G37, I highly recommend going with the all-wheel drive one, as it won't spin out on you if you take a corner too fast. Now, the one thing that I will say is the X model of the G37 was only available in a sedan, so you cannot get the coupe all-wheel drive, but you can get the sedan. But to me, honestly, that's okay. I like the looks of the coupe a little bit better than the sedan, I will admit it, but the sedan is still a beautiful car. Beautiful car. It reminds me a lot of the Q50, but it looks so good. Number 4 is the newer Audi, the prettier Audi. It's the Audi S4 B7. It's literally one generation newer, and it came with the exact same motor as the Audi B6, the 4.2 liter V8, which made 340 horsepower. That's right, it literally didn't change. It's the exact same motor, and it made the exact same horsepower. And so, guys, let's face it, if you don't care about looks, and you just need to save your money, B6 is the way to go, all the way. The B7, the only thing that's different about it is, obviously, since it's newer, it has a lot of updated features, like, I don't know, just a comfier ride. I think it had better suspension, better brakes. So I had a couple different quirks here and there that made it better, but in all reality, the main thing is that it looked a lot better. The car looked so much prettier than the B6 did, and that, once again, it doesn't really matter, but to some people it does. For example, myself, I like the looks of a car over the performance of a car, so take that as you need it. Numero 4 is the Lexus IS250. Specifically the first generation. You will not find a second generation IS250 for under $10,000, but the first generation, and it came with a 2.5 liter V6 making 204 horsepower. I said that so fast. And this is another car that came as a surprise. I did not, just like the G37, I did not know this car had an all-wheel drive variant to it, but it did. And surprisingly, the all-wheel drive variant of the IS250 is cheaper than the rear-wheel drive variant of the IS250. I think the reason why is obviously because people are starting to realize how much potential the IS250 has for racing and drifting and all that stuff, so they're all picking up the rear-wheel drive ones right now. But nobody's really touching the all-wheel drive ones. Why? Because it can't drift. But that's okay. For people like you and me, who just need it to daily drive to work and back, but also want to have a little bit of fun, the car is perfect. It looks so good. It's a Lexus, so it has great reliability, and it's extremely comfortable because it's a Lexus. Bronze medal has got to go to the Mazda Speed 6. Coming with a 2.3 liter turbocharged inline 4, and it made 215 horsepower, and it looks so good. That's the only reason it's number 3 on this list, is because of how much the car looks good, in my personal opinion. It's a sedan Mazda Speed 3 pretty much. So if you need the hatchback, you need all that extra space for some reason, then I highly recommend just going and picking up the Mazda Speed 3. The only thing is, the Mazda Speed 3 is only front wheel drive. It is not all-wheel drive. The Mazda Speed 6, on the other hand, is all-wheel drive, but it's not front-wheel drive. So if you need the all-wheel drive, Mazda Speed 6. If you don't need the all-wheel drive, but you do need the hatchback variant, Mazda Speed 3. They're pretty much the same car. In my opinion, the Mazda Speed 3 looks a little bit better, which is weird because usually I don't like hatchbacks, but for some reason they just did really good with the Mazda Speed 3. The Speed 6 was, and still is, one of the best bang for your buck all-wheel drive sports cars out there, period. Silver medal, second place, is the BMW 335xi E90, specifically the E90 model, and it came with a 3 liter twin turbo inline 6 making 300 horsepower on the dot, and yes, that is a legendary engine. The N54, that's the name of the engine, is pretty much the German 2J, and on top of that, you have a beautiful BMW with a German 2J in it. And then you have all-wheel drive too. This car for under $10,000, and it's around a 2010 to 2012 model, I think, is the year of this. How could you get any better than that? It's a BMW with all-wheel drive that has twin turbos, the most legendary engine in it that ever come out with BMW, the N54, for under 10K. Blew my own mind when I found this out. I was flabbergasted. First place though, guys, has got to go. You already probably see it because I probably have a video up of it right now, but it's a Subaru WRX Hawkeye, and it came with a 2.5 liter turbocharged inline 4, and it made 230 horsepower. And the reason this car is number one is because, like I said before, just about the other WRX, they're legendary. WRX has blown every competition of all-wheel drive cars completely out of the water. Just the water isn't even, they can't even see the water at this point. They're just so far gone. They're legendary. The Subaru WRX, every time you hear about all-wheel drive, the first car that pops into my mind specifically is the WRX. So the reason why the Hawkeye is a little bit higher up on the list than the Bugeye is because A, I hate the looks of the Bugeye. Hawkeye looks really good. This is the first car that they came out with the like mean design for it that made it look actually like menacing. And it looks beautiful. They did it perfectly. And on top of all that, it's newer, so it has a lot of updated features, just like the BMW. It has pretty much BMW features in it, but it's a Subaru. It's definitely the best bang for your buck, under $10,000 car out there. First of all, guys, if you made it this far, I just wanted to give you a huge thank you for watching all the way through this list. It means the most to me. I look at the watch time every once in a while, and sometimes I have a couple people that actually fully watch through all my videos, and it's just weird. It's such a great feeling though. Like, I'm making content for you guys, and the only thing I want to do is entertain you. And when I see that it's actually happening, it makes me extremely happy. But you know what would make me even more happy? If you please subscribe to the channel, like this video. Also, this isn't just a scheme to get you to comment something. I genuinely want to know what your car that you would put on this list is. If it made the list, then say it down below. Just say, you know, Subaru WRX Hawkeye. If it didn't make the list though, please put it down below, because I don't know a lot about all-wheel drive cars. My one thing is I love rear-wheel drive cars, so I know everything about those. But all-wheel drive, I don't really know. I had to look up a couple of these to figure out that they were all-wheel drive. And I'd love to hear more options that I never knew about. So guys, with that out of the way, if you want any SmoothStance merch, I don't have it on right now, so don't look. But if you want any, www.smoothstance.com/shop. With that being said, das vidania. Have a nice day.